Believe it or not, still at least 8 months away from the launch of Black Ops Gulf War, assuming that's the name that we'll see, but believe it or not, we may already know every single one of the weapons coming to Black Ops Gulf War. In this video, we're going to be breaking down those and letting you know what you need to be on the lookout for. So as we go along, drop your thoughts down below, drop a like, and consider subscribing for more Gulf War coverage as we round into this year, as well as other FPS content from Modern Warfare 3 to X-Defiant and more. I'd love to have you in the community. Finally, check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage right now for a very limited time. I think through Sunday only, the Augment frames, those specific pairs are 75% off your entire order and 85% with code Espresso. Genuinely the biggest discount they've ever had for a pair of their glasses, but more on that later. For now, let's take a look at these leaked weapons and what you need to know. So firstly, two very important things to note as a sort of disclaimer for this kind of stuff. Number one, leaks are always subject to change. Leaks are simply just a snapshot in time in development. What happens after that sort of snapshot is taken, that's well, entirely in flux. That could be changing one way or the other. We could get more weapons, we could get less weapons, some could be paired out to seasonal content drops. We don't quite know, but as the time that's being leaked by data miner Vondia's Pog, these appear to be the launch weapons for Black Ops Gulf War. And secondly, most of, if not all of the weapons will probably not have the same real-life counterpart names that are mentioned here. While never clarified, I've always kind of understood this to be a legal thing, whether licensing or an attempt to distance themselves from connection when these weapons may or may not pop up in the media, but it is one of those things that, as you've probably seen the last couple of years, well, we have not had a game that is just entirely based on the weapon names in real life. But all that said, all that considered, let's talk about these weapons. So right now, as listed again by Vondia's Pog, data mined, we have the assault rifles of the Colt Model 723, the AK-74, the Model L, the AS-VAL, the M16A2, the L85, the AR-18, the Mendoza RM2, and the SAR-80. Then you have the battle rifles of the SIG SG-542, the Model C, the FN-FAL, and the AEK-973. You have the SMGs of the PDW, the SAF, the MP5, the SR2 Varese, the MD1, the Grendel R31, the SR3, the PP90, and the Colt 9mm SMG. For shotguns, we have listed the Mossberg 500, the Bullpup Mossberg 500, the CBC Model SB12, the Olympia 72, and the Remington Model 11. Then we have the LMGs, the AR-10, PU-21, KSP-58, and the KSP-58D. You have the marksman rifles of the M16, MK-12 SPR, the IMI Ramat, the VSS, the AEK-971, the SR-25, and the SIG SG-550. Then the snipers of the Dragunov, the PGM Ultima Ratio, and the L96. Then the pistols of the H&K USP 9x19mm, the H&K USP 40 S&W, the Makarov PM, the Stechkin APS, the Grendel P30, the 5.7, and the Beretta M9, with the launch of the Panzerfaust 3 and Stinger, and melees of the knife, combat knife, and breaching tool. So a healthy number of weapons there, actually the most that we've seen in recent years, with only one game even coming close, that being Modern Warfare 2. For comparison, Modern Warfare 3 had 36 weapons at launch. Modern Warfare 2 had 51 weapons at launch, Vanguard 38, Cold War 29, Modern Warfare 2018, I think it was 39 or 40, and Black Ops 4 was 30 weapons at launch, if I remember correctly. When you get back to like the classic games, of course, you saw more at that point with like 50 guns in Modern Warfare 3, but at least in recent years here, well, this is absolutely the most we've seen in terms of weaponry introduced at launch. So it's a really healthy number of weapons that we'll see coming here if this is exactly what happens. Again, it is quite possible that maybe some of these don't leave the cutting room floor, meaning that not every single one of these makes it into the game. Or maybe it is possible that some of these could be early workings of DLC weapons for future seasons of content. I mean, notably the Anvil B, or what's now going to be the BP-50 within Modern Warfare 3, that was seen in early alpha footage from Modern Warfare 3, and it isn't coming here until Season 2. But even if that is the case, which this list by comparison is a way earlier build compared to the Modern Warfare 3 early alpha build that we saw with the Anvil B, but I'd wager that even if this was the case, it'd probably only be outwards of like Season 1 max. So if there's any DLC weapons in this list, I'd wager that there's not too many. Maybe like 4 to 5 you can scratch off that list, which still makes it an absurdly impressive list by comparison for recent years. Again, if all things do hold up. One thing to consider also is that carry forward likely will not be a thing within this game, at least in weaponry. Content in Modern Warfare 2 to Modern Warfare 3 carried forward because, well, Modern Warfare 3 is, again, essentially a DLC. I'll say this as somebody who does enjoy Modern Warfare 3 much more than I enjoyed Modern Warfare 2. I think this current game is what we should have had the entire past year personally, but it was always rumored to be, and seemingly with the dev time that Sledge had, it was always planned to be an expansion, so the continuing of carry forward here made sense, since, you know, it was going to be fundamentally the same game. Gulf War, if that's the real title, is going to be its own separate experience in game, like every other COD game of the past. Black Ops 4 to Modern Warfare 2019, Modern Warfare 2019 to Cold War to Vanguard to Modern Warfare 2. None of that content transferred over. If anything, I'd say maybe some of your cosmetics, like the smaller things like emblems and calling cards that are unique to your account, may end up transferring if they decide to do that, but weaponry, not expecting that. So with that in mind, we probably won't see any bloat in that mainline title, and experience with Gulf War. Warzone, that's a different story. That's going to be year 3 of content going into this, so there's definitely going to be plenty of weapons to choose from here. Well over, I think, what, at that point, like 250 weapons probably by the time we end up getting through Season 6 and then into Season 1 of Black Ops Gulf War. But anyways, different story for a different day. But I mean, that's a healthy number of weapons and a reset on how many there really are in that base experience. Plus, for grinders out there, not only are you going to have all those weapons to rank up, you'll have camos for multiplayer, and because of the rumored return of round-based zombies, looks like we'll be grinding camos for zombies as well. So another set of dual masteries, which I'm stoked for as somebody that loves to grind stuff out. I'm almost done with Borealis at this point. I took like a month or 2 off here of the grind from when I finished Interstellar, just because I didn't want to burn myself out, and it's giving me something nice to do here over the course of, well, Season 1 going into Season 2. So looking forward to doing that again here with 2 masteries in Black Ops Gulf War. Now, unrelated, I do kind of hope that in Warzone they can transfer stuff between camos. Like Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, you can swap back and forth between camos earned on those games minus the masteries. So clearly we have the tech to use that kind of stuff on any weapon we want. So fingers crossed that still continues. I'd love to be able to use my iridescent ranked camo and other Easter egg camos for Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 on maybe Black Ops Gulf War weapons. I really enjoyed being able to use cool camos day 1 in Modern Warfare 3, so I think it'd be cool to do that again within Black Ops Gulf War when Warzone comes out. Again, obviously, if it's not transferring in the mainline game, you're not going to see those. You're not going to see those camos transfer either. But for Warzone, I mean, that's a different story. But anyways, that is our weaponry and what we know of thus far for Black Ops Gulf War. So let me know your thoughts down below. Now, before we wrap everything up, I do want to touch on one more time this deal that Gamer Advantage is running. For those of you guys that know, I've worked with these guys for like 3 years now, and I truly don't think that we've seen a better deal to date. The augment frames are one of the 2 regular pairs that I end up using here. Every single day, I'll like rotate in whichever one feels comfortable to that day. But I love them to death in terms of comfort, and right now, they're 75% off site-wide for only the next 2 days. And also, with code ESPRESSO, it gets you another 10% off, making them upwards of 85% off. So as low as $15 to $25 for a product that's usually around $100, depending on if you use code ESPRESSO or not. They've also got a handful of other last call items that are on sale as well, but lots of options here, but one that's a limited time, like mega sale, honestly. So to me, I'd highly recommend them. They're the most lightweight, comfortable, and durable frames I've used. I'll drop a link down there in the description below if you guys would like to at least learn more. I'd highly recommend just even that, checking out their website to gain insight into the science and the technical details as to what they can offer. They can explain it way better than I can, but I'd highly recommend them. I've used these guys for years, love them. So if you guys want to check it out, link in the description below. And again, use code ESPRESSO for, as crazy as it sounds, upwards of 85% off. So check that out. But that's where we're going to wrap the video up. Love to get your thoughts and feedback down below. Any weapon stands out that you're really looking forward to or really hope comes to Black Ops Gulf War. Whatever the case, drop your thoughts. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing running all things Black Ops Gulf War, Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, and other FPS content. I'd love to have in the community. But for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is ESPRESSO. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.